Hey, welcome. This is Nancy Slater, and we are in GRD 100, Intro to InDesign. We're working in our textbook, Adobe InDesign Creative Cloud, Adobe InDesign Revealed Creative Cloud by Chris Botello, and we're starting in on Chapter 2. Chapter 2 focuses on things that you can do with the text, with the character panel, with the paragraph panel. Focuses on formatting text, creating and applying styles, editing text, and then creating some bulleted and numbered lists, working with your character and text areas. So in order to get started, we're going to work on page 2-11, modifying text attributes. I'll demo these first 2 or 3 exercises and then have you work on the remaining chapter along with the skills review on your own, and have you email me, text me, instant message me if you find you're having issues with something and you'd like some help or an additional demo. But for right now, let's open on page 211, modifying text attributes. We're going to open 2-1. You'll see that I have mine open already. And then we're going to save it as pin intro underscore your name. And then you want to put it into your file where you keep your data files, which would be under InDesign in my instance. And there we go. We're going to go to Edit if you're on a Windows platform, or or InDesign if you're on a Mac. And then we're going to go to Preferences, and we're going to click on Units and Increments. We're going to verify that our Preferences dialog box has the same settings as shown in Figure 13 on your textbook, or it will be the same as mine in just a moment. This should be 2 points in terms of leading. And the rest of these are the same, so we're just going to click OK. And then we're going to go to Window on the menu bar, and we're going to point to Workspace. And then we're going to click Typography. And you'll see how nicely that puts all of our panels back in an orderly manner, as well as moves our toolbox over to the side so that we can work with it and find it easily. Now we're going to get the Type tool, and then we want to double click, double click on the word introducing at the top of the page. I don't know if I mentioned this to this group or not, but my double click on my keypad isn't working appropriately. So when it tells me to double click it in the textbook, what I normally will just click and highlight it. Hopefully you don't have that same issue as well, because it is much more convenient and much more production friendly if you are able to double click, triple click, and so forth to select your text. So we have got introducing selected. Then we're going to open the character panel. So you want to go to Window, down to Types and Tables, and over to Character. And you'll see the character panel indicates what the formatting of the current text is. We're going to triple click to select the entire line. I'm going to just click and drag to select the entire line. And then on the character panel, we're going to click the font family list arrow, and we're going to select Impact. Normally those are alphabetical, so we're going to click the font size list arrow and click 48 points. This is the size. and we want 48 points. And then we want to verify that the leading text box contains 57.6, and that's the default leading. And remember, the leading is the baseline to baseline size or measurement for lines. We're going to press and hold Shift and Control if you're on a Windows, or Shift Command if you're on a Mac. And we're going to increase the up, let's see, I want to make sure that's there. The more than symbol 10 times. So it's Command, Shift, and more than. Now we're going to do actually what the textbook tells us to do, and that is to Command Shift if you're on a Mac, or Control Shift if you're on a Windows, and hit the less than arrow 10 times. Now that would bring us right back to where we started, but then we're going to go another 10 times beyond that. Okay, there we go. And you'll see that the point size is reduced by 1 point size every time you press the less than. Now we're going to press and hold Shift Control if you're on a Windows, or Shift Command if you're on a Mac, and press the more than key twice. And the point size is increased by 2 points. Now we're going to triple click by on the second line, and again I'm not going to triple click it. I can triple click all I can and it still doesn't select everything. We're going to change the font to Garamond. And again, if you don't want to use the drop down menu, you can just type in the first few letters and it will pick that up. I'm going to do Garamond regular. And then we're going to click the type style list arrow. This is the type style and this is the list arrow. And we're going to click italic. And we're going to click the font size list arrow, which is right up here, and we're going to choose 18 points. Then we're going to get the selection tool, which is the first tool in the toolbox. Note that the text frame is highlighted, which it is. And then we're going to go to Object on the menu bar. We're going to click Text Frame Options. And we're going to click the Align list arrow. And we're going to click Center. And then we're going to click OK. Now we're going to get the Zoom tool, and we're going to click and drag the Zoom tool pointer around the light green text frame. And then we're going to release the mouse button. When you drag the Zoom tool pointer, a dotted lined selection rectangle appears. When you release the mouse button, the contents within the rectangle are magnified, which they are. Now we're going to get the type tool again, and we're going to triple click the word introducing. Remember, mine doesn't work, although I will try it every time, probably throughout the entire text. We're going to click the tracking list arrow on the character panel. Tracking is the spacing between a group of words. And we're going to click 200 or type it in and hit Tab. The horizontal width of each word increases and a consistent amount of space is applied between each letter, which you see that. Now we're going to reduce the tracking value to 25. You want to click between the letters H and E in the word the. We're going to click the kerning list arrow. and we want to click -50. The spacing between the two letters is decreased, which it is. Now we're going to click the kerning up arrow twice to decrease the kerning value to -30. We're going to get the selection tool, and our headline should resemble figure 17 or mine on the screen. Now we're going to page 2-13, and we are going to click View on the menu bar. We're going to fit page and window. We're going to get the zoom tool, and we're going to drag a selection box that encompasses all of the body copy on the page, which would be right here. We're going to get the type tool, and we're going to select the number 1 after the words Doberman Pinscher at the end of the 4th paragraph. I'm going to put some of these away so I can actually see where we are. All right, and here's the 4th paragraph. We're going to highlight the letter, the number 1. We're going to go to the character panel options button, so we need the character panel. We're going to go to the options button, which is actually a down facing arrow here over in the upper right hand corner. And we're going to click superscript. And you'll see that the character size is reduced and it's positioned higher than the characters that precede it. Now we're going to select the number 2 after the word cows in the last paragraph. And then we're going to apply the superscript command as well. When the superscript command is applied to text, its designated font size remains the same. It's just a different, although it looks tiny, the size is actually the same. It's just the superscript that has been applied to it. So if you highlight it and look in the size, you'll see that it still shows 12 points. Now we're going to select the number 1 beside the footnote at the bottom of the page. We're going to apply the superscript command. And then we're going to select the number 2 below that, and also apply the superscript command. And our footnote should resemble figure 19 in the textbook or mine on the screen. Now we're going to underline text. So we're going to go to View on the menu bar, click Fit Page and Window. I just did that with a quick key, although you didn't see it and you couldn't hear it probably, but it's a command or control. Command if you're on a Mac, control if you're on a PC. O. No, that's not O, that's a 0, I'm sorry. So now that we've done that, we are going to get the zoom tool, Z for quick key. Then we're going to drag a selection box that encompasses both footnotes at the bottom of the page. We're going to get the type tool, T, and then we're going to select In Love with the Min Pin in the first footnote. We're going to click the Character Panel Options button, which just remember is over here on the side, and then we're going to click Underline. And only the text selected as underlined is shown in figure 20 or mine on the screen. The weight of the line is automatically determined based on the point size of the selected text. Now we're going to select Working Toy Breeds. And then we're going to apply the underline command again. We're going to select the entire first footnote, except for the number 1, which I did not have selected. We're going to double click 12 in the font size box and type in 8. Press enter if you're on a Windows or return if you're on a Mac. And then we're going to select the entire second footnote. Change its font size to 8. And then click to deselect the text. Your footnote should resemble figure 21 or mine on the screen. Now I'm going to do one more of these exercises in this demo, and then I'll be back to do a couple more for you. So we're going to use the enhanced font search options. So we're going to go to View on the menu bar. We're going to click Fit Page and Window. We're going to get the Zoom tool. Zoom in on the first 3 words of the first sentence, the miniature pincher. We're going to get the Type tool, and we're going to select the miniature pincher. Then we're going to click in the top field of the character panel. And the contents of the field are automatically highlighted, and an X appears at the far right. Type the word bold in the field. As shown in figure 22 or mine in the screen, the font menu appears showing only those fonts with the word bold in their files, in their titles. Click anywhere on the page to escape the font menu. We're going to click the font family list arrow next to the current font name on the character panel, and note that the most recent fonts we've used are listed at the top. And then note the star icons to the left of every font name. Click the stars beside the 5 fonts that you use often. Well, although I don't normally use, this is a different, I don't use this in this particular lesson, but traditionally I use Clearly Gothic and Helvetica more often, and Optima. And Baskerville. That's 5, right? Click the star button, apply favorite filter button at the top of the menu. And as shown in figure 23 or mine on the screen, only those fonts that have been starred as favorites are listed. We're going to click the star button again. That clears the filter button to deactivate that feature. Now we're going to select the miniature pincher. Then we're going to click the top field on the character panel to highlight the current font. And we're going to click the up and down arrows on our keypad. And as you click, the next or previous font in the font menu is applied to the selected text. How cool is that? We're going to press Escape to escape the font menu and leave the miniature pincher text unchanged. I don't think that left that unchanged. All right, and that's it for this demo. My time is just about out. I will be back shortly to demo a couple more for you. See you in a few.